Here's 3 awesome Elfel.
This has been a problem on the internet for a very, very long time. And now, finally, some people are talking about it, which is a relief. I'm glad. Here we go. What's a midwit? It's a derogatory insult to a person of about average intelligence who perceives themselves to be above average. Let me turn this up. That's what the insult means. So most people will average. Yes, that would be correct.
Today, we will be looking at the most obnoxious, unlikable, pretentious phenotype out there, the mid-witted pseudo-intellectual. I mean, they're literally what you would get if you took the actually meme and turned it into a literal person. And to clarify,
Not fat enough.
for those who don't know, a midwit is someone who's of average intelligence, and they think of themselves and present themselves as someone of higher intelligence, which is seen in this meme of the midwit. Then after that, we have this pseudo-intellectual. This person is deceptive. They pretend to be knowledgeable or intelligent, while they are somebody who lacks genuine depth and understanding of a subject. Now,
those are people that bring up logical fallacies. That kind of stuff.
Things, but they have a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
And a lot of the traits we just covered, they're generally...
it's the same person, generally. They're multi-classic.
Nathaniel Davis said can't see the video, but it says connecting
and as
Toso.
somebody
I'm
who has
guessing
a
you're
lot
working
of
on it.
experience with these people in general, I believe I have a very good understanding of them. I know how they operate, why they behave the way that they do.
Anybody who makes content on the internet is fully aware of these people.
How to spot
I don't know
them.
if I
But
call
here's
them
the thing.
people, but yeah.
Plenty of videos already have gone over this. They've covered this exact same topic. And I would say that they're very valuable. And for the sake of not regurgitating that same information, think of this video as an addendum to their work and not the end-all be-all. Firstly, we have to understand them, know exactly what drives them. And at their core, they are very antisocial people who are extremely insecure. That is where a lot of their obnoxious behavior stems from. Now, let me give you an example here. Let's say that you were talking to one of these midwits, and you said, the weather outside looks beautiful. Off of that statement alone, they're gonna rush into it and say, yes, it is. And that happens because of the high pressure systems over our heads. You see, the clear skies happen when the air sinks instead of rising the way that the sunlight...
So basically, they're AI before AI was created. They're like a chat GPT pot. Okay, got it.
The atmosphere and makes it look brighter.
Yeah, it's about right.
How we can prove what beauty is at the end of the day. Oh my word.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Nobody cares.
Shut up, retard.
Nobody gives a shit about whatever you're saying right there. We have all had this happen to us. We've had this person who goes on an extremely long tangent that nobody cares about, just for the sole purpose of...
This seems personal about me, but okay.
Demonstrating how much they've read on Wikipedia.
Oh,
and the reason why
usually
they
don't
do
do
this is because when you interact with them, is what is always at the center of their mind is, how can I take
being perceived as a person of above average intelligence, and being able to perform that in front of other people to make them think that you're superior to them.
Okay.
That's the reason why they do this.
Opportunity to show the people around me how smart and knowledgeable I am, which at the end of the day is rotten to the core because it is only self-serving, and people can sense this. We all sense this coming a mile away, and we hate it, which ties into the key aspect of pseudo-intellectuals, why they're feigning knowledge, wisdom, or intelligence. They don't learn the things that they do because it's useful to implement it into their own lives. No, they don't care about that. What they care about is using it to impress the people around them.
What a
which
surprise.
Is just fake and shallow at the end of the day. Everybody hates it. And the way we know that it's true is because if you pay attention to a person's actions, it will tell you what they actually care about, what they value, what their goal is.
Isn't it exhausting to do this your whole life? Well, there's a lot of people that spend their whole life being addicted to stupid things. This is just another version of that. I wouldn't really be that surprised. This is normal.
interaction with you. If you and me, we were talking to each other.
This is that for them. That's normal.
To listen to you, I start to ask questions about you. I hear you out. This is my way of conveying without words that I care about you. I care about the things you're saying to me. You deserve my attention. That's what you're showing.
Oh, I never cleaned these.
Sure. Well, on the other hand, if I just ignored you, I talked over you, I just went on long, irrelevant tangents about the things I know, that is my way of saying to you, you are unimportant to me. What I truly care about is not you, but it's how I appear to you. You see what I'm getting at? This is...
it's all self-referential. It's selfish, self-referential logic that they just want to feel important and feel smart. It's egocentric. Yeah, it is.
To explain the lens in which we need to view these things. If you use this lens to view all social interactions between people, you will have a better understanding of people in general. And it's through this lens that we can examine some of the stereotypical behavior of these midwits. One common example is the nitpicking behavior. It could be you make a small typo, you mispronounce something, and they'll hone in on that and use it against you. While in reality, it's not an issue. Everybody knew what you meant.
I think that people usually do this because they can't attack your argument. Usually, whenever I see people that attack spelling errors, what that indicates to me is that it's a person who wants to find a way to invalidate the other person, but isn't really able to do that. So they have to resort to looking at their grammar, their spelling. And I mean, to a certain extent, if somebody can't communicate, that they probably are a fucking moron, but not always every single time. If you attack spelling, you're a loser. I mean, to an extent, but I think that if you really can't spell shit at all, like, you're probably a moron too. Very pedantic. Yeah, it is. And so I think generally that's the reason, that's the impulse behind it.
Let it slide, and it wouldn't change anything. But the midwit, the pseudo-intellectual, they will not. These people will never miss an opportunity to pop in and show, actually, this is the correct way you say it.
Yeah.
This is what you actually mean. And at the end of the day, this action, it doesn't aid in the conversation. It doesn't aid in clarifying anything.
But it does aid in their ego, which is the only thing they care about.
I don't think
it is nothing more to these people than an opportunity to showcase how much they know at your expense. Again, you
it has to be like a constant
forefront of their
happening,
mind.
not like a one-time
thing. How much I know.
Yep, as a smart person.
And pay attention to me. Look and see how smart I am. And what is so ironic at the end of the day is they characteristically don't even understand what they're talking about. It's all surface level. I tell you, one
like AI.
I was talking
Davis
to a guy, and he asked me what I do. And I told him I do freelance video editing because that is what I was focusing on at the time. And instantly he jumped in and said, "Oh, you should go to Fiverr. I heard there are people who make a lot of money on there. You should try."
A lot of money? It's $5. It's in the name.
Out. You should do the smart thing and let the business come to you rather than seek it out yourself. And I politely told him that's not how it works. You can't just simply make a Fiverr account and expect it to work from there.
Yeah.
I've looked into this as a freelancer.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder than you...
Yeah, it's a lot harder than you think, being a Fiverr freelance person. You have to do a lot of advertising to a degree of yourself, trying to self-promote and convince people to give you their money. I know, I've been on that, and it's I won't say the word successful. I have gotten some work, but like it's really hard, especially as like a one-time project type thing. It's a pain in the ass. So yeah,
make it out to be. It's not that simple. But he didn't listen. He said, no. Trust me, I've seen it. You can just make an account on there and you'll
seen it.
This is like somebody trying to sell an MLM scam or something like that. Like, people that constantly try to insist that they know how to do your job better than you do.
Yeah.
How fucking obnoxious. Oh, my God.
Trust me. I mean, just try it out.
Bro,
it hurt, right?
Trust me, I know how it works.
And we were talking about this until I finally asked him and said, wait, have you ever done any video editing yourself or any commissions?
No.
And he said, no, I haven't.
Of course.
And then I asked him again, have you done any work on Fiverr?
He says no.
And then he said, nah, man, but I've heard people do really well on it.
And you heard.
Well, see, I read on the internet it said it was good. So your personal... No. If I read it on the internet, it's real.
Doing it.
Yep.
I instantly realized
seeing it is not the same as doing it. That is a real issue a lot of people do. They like telling you what to do, how to do it, and they have never had no experience in it. They just think of how it works. I tend to have this issue with my parents sometimes.
I'm talking to this fucking idiot who doesn't know anything he's talking about, who's telling me what I should do. And what's worse is if you stop to think about it, you realize these people don't care about you at all. Again, all of this is performative. The only thing he really cared about and wanted to hear was for me to say,
"You're smart. Yes,
I will do this
I'm gonna
thing
help
that you
you."
suggested, so he can feel good about himself. That's all he wanted. That's all he cared about. This whole conversation, at the end of the day, was simply self-serving to him, to give him an ego boost. But let me tell you about another story, another interaction I had. I one time met this girl and asked her, what are you going to college for? And she said photography. And then she told me what her whole plan was, to get hired by a big company and to do their marketing for them.
Wow,
and for
that's a
everybody
lot.
who's into photography, I know you've heard this.
Who's that person in chat? What are you talking about? Oh, the kick guy? It doesn't even show him. I don't know what that's about. It's not reading out. It probably is a bot. I think. I'm not. What does it say? Hold up. I didn't even, like. Hold on. I don't know what it says. Hold up. I think you pointed that out. I didn't even see that. See that? Would you like to? Yeah, that's a bot. Ignore it. It's a bot. It's a bot. It's a bot. It's a bot! It's nothing more.
Billion times before. People tell you you should become a freelance wedding photographer. You should start your own business.
Sure.
You'll make so much money. Just take pictures of people at their weddings. That's what you should do.
Yeah, makes sense.
But instead of saying any of that, I stopped and said, I'm curious. Why are you interested in working for a corporation instead of doing freelance work like everybody says?
Yeah,
and
sure.
After that, she instantly lit up. She told me why. She went over the pros and cons of it. She talked about the negatives of doing freelance work rather than having a stable job at a company.
Well, and you can see what the difference there is, right? Is like you're not imposing what you're saying on somebody else. You're not telling them what to do. You're not trying to like talk down to them or patronize them or something like that. You should rather than I should. Yeah, like just ask you. And also, like, by the way, this is something that's in general true. Whenever you're having a conversation with somebody and you ask the person questions about what they're telling you about, they're going to like that because it means that you're paying attention to what they're saying. So that's a little life hack, little tip, okay? You know, I'm not the best looking guy out there. So if I'm talking to a girl, I need all the help that I can get. And let me tell you something, guys. Asking them about their interests, then asking follow-up questions about those interests, it's like a life hack.
It's like a life hack.
From things like that, she went into
works really well
about this thing.
You'd be shocked.
Guess what? It's not my place to give her advice in her own field that I know nothing about.
Yeah, this is equivalent to when I have students or a potential student and someone says, "I want to show you my work." Even if they're a student, I ask them kindly, "Do you want me to give you critique, or you just want me to look at it?"
Davis said, "I think that just a normal conversation."
Because even if you're their teacher, maybe they just want to show you something. Maybe they're working on something, right? Maybe down the line they're just trying to work on some form of I don't know, something. They're trying to work on something they're working on. It doesn't have to be finished, right? So for me to critique it before they're finished, it's kind of a bitch move, you know what I'm saying? Like come on, I'm trying to finish it. This is why I sometimes get annoyed with people who does this shit where they come in and they already try to critique the work while I'm working on it. I'm like, I'm working on it. You don't think I fucking see it? I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. Like, for you to come in and just tell me what is wrong with it on the jump while I'm still it's not like I'm done, right? It's not like I said I'm finished. They come in here and just literally make whatever. I think it's rude to do that. Like, I don't, like, whenever I'm dealing with my students, I ask them, do you want me to critique it? Are you looking for a critique? Are you looking for to look for something? Or you just want me to look at it? Once they say I want you to just look at it, I just give them praise for what I like about it, and that's it. I don't say anything that is negative about it that could be fixed. Because you don't know if they're working on it or they see the issues with it, right? That's where that comes in. So and it can actually ruin their whole, like, you know, their motivation towards whatever the fuck they're working on. So maybe they're purposely drawing it wrong on purpose because they're trying something new. I don't know. You never know. So just give them the benefit of the doubt on why. Not to assume, just literally just like let them do their thing.
Yeah.
The only position I am in as someone who doesn't do photography
Real
while
underscore
she's
Alan just
pursuing
followed.
it,
Exactly.
thinking about it for hours every day, is to ask her questions. I'm not in the position to give her advice, especially unrequested advice.
Yep.
Because most
Game looks
people
kinda
out
cool.
there, they don't do these things because they believe it's the best.
Yeah.
They want to help you. They do it to paint themselves as an intellectual. One of the reasons why I believe these
They're
midwits
stupid.
and these pseudo-intellectuals do this, these Redditors, they like to convince themselves that they're smart, they're educated.
Yes.
And it's all a cope to them because they
Absolutely.
have low self-esteem. It's like,
And
hey,
they're
maybe
fat.
I look like shit. Maybe I smell like shit.
Also
I'm
fat.
unlikable. I'm ugly. But I can at least go on long monologues
Yes.
that nobody pays attention to. People compliment me and tell me how smart I am, right? That's why so many people in general value their intelligence. They take
Yes.
pride in their intelligence. They base their self-esteem upon it, which is unhealthy. I don't think you should do that. Because if you are actually intelligent, that is...
See, I don't really consider myself intelligent all that much. I just see myself as like a normal person who's just trying to make it through life. So I never really assume myself to be really smart or anything like that. Like, usually when someone knows more than I do, I don't really think they don't know. I don't really assume that they purposely know more or know less. I just know they're more informed than I am, so I don't try to argue with them with something I'm not really aware about. If I'm not totally sure, I'll just look it up myself after the fact and then bring it back to them if that makes sense, if it lines up. But I'm not going to argue with someone about something I'm not really too sure about. If I'm not sure about something, I just don't talk about it and move on. It makes no sense. And even if I do know about it, I try to keep it as minimal as possible.
In my opinion, I think that if you base your self-esteem off of any sort of voluntary reaction from other people, you're only going to make yourself unhappy. So if you base your self-esteem around people liking you, if you base your self-esteem around people perceiving you as anything, what you're going to end up doing is eventually running into a wall with that and making yourself unhappy. That's my opinion. That's my advice. You've got to have your own self-image that is defined by you, it's reinforced by you, and it may be enhanced by other people, but it can stand on its own.
earned virtue. You did nothing to earn it. You were simply born with it. People who fixate on their own intelligence, they usually have nothing going on in their lives that they can rest their self-esteem on.
Well, this is another thing, too, is that a lot of these pretend smart people on Reddit, there's a reason why they're on Reddit. It's because they're not smart. Like, and you can see this at any topic that, like, you know a lot about. Go on to Reddit and read about people talking about it. And these are a bunch of retards that have no idea what they're saying. Yeah, the actually thing. Yeah, exactly. You have a job. Exactly. Yeah. A lot of these people are just morons.
It alone is
That's the
their
reason.
one pillar they rely on. And if you threaten that, if you shake it by being smarter than them or undermining
This
their...
is the same reason why a lot of Redditors insist that every streamer is stupid. It's because it creates, and you have to understand that the perception around this and insulting and calling other people dumb, the reason why they do it is actually in order to protect their own ego. They care about being perceived or seen as somebody who's intelligent, and because they care about that so much, they don't like, or seen as other people, like, let's say, like, they don't want to be seen as somebody who is, in one way or another, a loser. So if you go on LSF or you go on one of these other, like, subreddits, you're going to have all these people that are talking down about, like, content creators, or talking down about, like, a musician, or talking down about anybody who's successful. Why is it that they have a bucket and a crabs in a bucket mentality for anybody who's successful? Well, the reason why is because
they want to be successful, or they didn't figure it out, or they wasn't smart enough to figure it out, or they make up any type of excuse on why they're there, and it's just under luck, or they're just other stupid people getting other stupid people money, or some stupid shit like that. Something to have the degree or something like that.
is the moment that somebody is successful, that they perceive to be less intelligent than them, what happens to them is now they feel like, wait a minute, if they're dumber than I am and they're successful,
There's
well,
no
why the
guarantee.
fuck am I not
Yes,
successful?
there you go.
That's reaching? I don't think so. I think that almost all people and the way that they act is in some way or another related to
It's like, it's equivalent when people call Asmongold the Roach King, or whatever the case may be, or make fun of him because he doesn't shower or anything like that, or he doesn't look like he does. But really, most of them, if they were living the life they were living and switch places
Nathaniel Davis said GTG.
with if they can switch places with Asmongold like almost instantly, they would. It's the same as like when Eminem was arguing or beefing with MGK. He said he'd rather be 70-year-old self than 20-year-old him. He said he'll forever want to be in his shoes no matter what, because Eminem has the higher... He's a lot more popular than MGK. You know what I'm saying? He has more followers, he has more subscribers, he has more everything than MGK by like... MGK, I don't even have a fraction of what I think Eminem has, right? And MGK can literally switch places or have the same exact accolades of that of Eminem. He probably would do it and not do all this rock and roll nonsense. Well, I'm not saying it's nonsense. He's doing pretty well for himself, but I'm saying like if he had to choose, he would probably. Because remember, he chose over like rock and roll because, well, obviously the rap game wasn't working for him per se. So, or not as much as he thought. Not saying he can't rap. The man can rap. It's just not on to that like level like a on a Eminem. So, other than that, you know, that's pretty what it is. It's just jealousy at its highest. You know. That's why, like, when I look at artists who are doing what I do and they're doing way successful, I don't say, oh, they're only there because of this. I'm like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it like that. You gotta look at it like look at it in a way to reflect on your goals and wants and needs, and then see where you're not really like focusing your talents in, and then see where you're most weakest. This is why I tell my students all the time, stop worrying about your art style, because that shit is a fucking crotch. It's a crutch. It's a crutch on most of y'all, because most beginners, that's all they focus on, because the reason why they do it is because they want to feel special. Because remember, a art style is equivalent to that of a like I keep using this example, I know it's probably cringe to say this, but it's like a Bankai for those who watch Bleach, or like a Soul Residence for people who watch Soul Eater, or like a domain expansion for people who watch JJK. It makes you stand out from everyone else. It's something that makes you seem special, something people can identify with you. So like, let's use like Horikoshi from My Hero Academia, right? He has a very distinct comic book, anime, very sharp and soft like art style, right? And because it's very like distinguishable to a degree, and how he makes his artwork, just sketches alone are just amazing, right? And when you look at that's something that a lot of like beginners love to look at, because it's so identifiable. You can't really separate, oh, it's just an artwork. You see it as My Hero Academia, it's a Hirokoshi's artwork, right? Same thing with Dragon Ball, like for Akira Toriyama, bless his soul. But like he has a distinctive art style. I think majority of most people who start drawing anime usually starts with Dragon Ball, because it's such a geometric thing to like learn. It's not. It's more like really rock-ish looking to a degree, with the eyes, the arms, the muscles. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a distinct characteristic that a lot of them focus on way too much. And it ends up being a real issue, because they'll say, I have an art style, but they can't draw a hand. To understand how to draw your characters and stuff, you need to understand the fundamentals. This is something I keep preaching on YouTube all the time. I have a YouTube video on this, on the 8 fundamentals. If you get because literally an art style, and I keep saying this,
said WSP Art.
An art style is literally a handwriting. It's a glorified handwriting. That's literally what that is. But a lot of you don't want to hear that because it's like, oh, it's boiled down to a handwriting. Yes, it is, because like if you as a kid, you have to learn how to do your ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and then so much so that you know what an A looks like, you know what a B looks like, you know what a C look like, you know what they do, you know what I'm saying, what they're for, right? And after a while of like practicing drawing those things constantly or making the characters every time, you have a distinct way of how you make them. Some people draw it like this, let me see, like some people will draw it like this. Some people will draw it like this. Some people will draw it like a B, I'm saying. Like a like everyone has a different way how they draw their B's, right? Or their set, like I draw sevens like this. Someone will draw a 7 like this. Someone will draw a 7 like this, or something more thinner, or something like that. There's different ways how a 7 looks. We all know it's a 7, but it looks different amongst all of us, right? So that's what an art style literally is. Because it's the perfect example of like draw this in your own style type nonsense. You see a a picture of Goku. So if a bunch of artists start drawing Goku in the same style, you're gonna see different. Drawing Goku in general, but the style is gonna look different amongst all of us, even though we're looking at the same exact picture. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But most of you won't draw that character because either you can't draw hands, you can't draw clothing right, you don't understand how clothing works, the physics, this and a third, the hair, the eye placement, all that stuff, and that what hinders majority of y'all. If you understand the fundamentals of like anatomy, placement, perspective, form, all the mean words that I'm using that y'all don't like hearing, if you master those things, you get your art style. That's the irony in this talk. If you understand the 8 fundamentals and you master them to a T, or like I want to say the word master because when I say master, you're probably thinking like professional thinking. No, if you understand how they work to a degree where you're kind of like, I get what form is, I get where perspective is, I understand where the horizon line is, like I know how it works now. I know when the subject's over the horizon line, we're looking more up towards them. I know that if the square's at the bottom of the horizon line, we're most likely looking down upon them 9 times out of 10. And if say the square is on top of the line, we're neither looking top or down. So that's literally what that concept is. If you know that concept, you can apply this concept to virtually anything. So that's how that usually works. So if you want to improve, you have to understand those fundamentals, and then you can apply it to your artwork, and then you get way better results, and then you get the so-called praise, and people say, I like your style. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to tell people you're working on your style. People will see it. It's like being rich. You don't need to tell Bill Gates you're rich. You know he's rich because you have his computers in your house. Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be a knowledge of this. It's crazy.
A reality check. It is. That's the reason why they do it. It's coping.
Intelligence, they will hate you because that's the one thing they have in life. Never undermine it or shake it. Never point out how they are wrong because they will hate you.
Oh, you said Asmongold bad. Why you say that?
And what we can learn from this
exactly
is, one, we should not rest our self-esteem
100%.
on intelligence. Secondly, we need multiple pillars of self-esteem. If you base it off of intelligence, there are going to be people out there by virtue of existing that will make you feel inferior
smarter people.
and hateful.
Sure.
Whereas, let's say you're a retard. You can be a happy, lovable retard. You can say to yourself, well, I might be retarded, but I'm at least moderately attractive, or I take care of my looks.
Trophy
I'm
Springboard said
likable,
visit
people
Artextric
enjoy me. I make the people around me laugh.
said he is still out in my
I have
opinion.
other positive qualities.
What do you... when you say sell out, what do you mean by that? Like, give me an example. I don't understand. Like, what? Or tell me what you mean by that, because maybe there's something I'm not saying.
Qualities about myself.
There's a lot of people like
retard,
that.
When he meets somebody who's smarter than him, he's not going to be insecure whatsoever. He's not going to be combative with them. He's not going to be...
that's the way that retards are smarter than the midwits. Exactly. Because they don't need to be.
Secure around them, he's gonna love them, and that is what you need to do. Be like the retard instead of the retard.
That's right.
Intellectual who do everything in their power to feel good about themselves, feel very intelligent and get that ego boost. Don't do that. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a truth nuke. I usually don't call it a truth nuke, but I'm very confident with this, and everybody needs to hear this.
Okay.
One,
PTK
people
Universe
do
said,
not
"How
care
are
at
you?"
all how you appear.
Pretty good.
Nobody cares about how you
Okay.
talk about yourself
Just
or how you
what's that?
frame yourself to be in
Just
front
clean
of
this
them.
up.
Or
Absolutely.
Abyss asks, "How are you?"
Fucking absolutely. Yes, nobody gives a fuck.
you
Very
say
true.
things that are solely designed to impress other people. Nobody's paying attention when you go on these long monologues. People block it out. They start to daydream. Nobody cares about you.
I've had people like this in.
Abbas
So
said, "I
there's
just
been like
don't like
meetings that I've been
Asmo
in,
Gold."
and there's all.
Oh, then you can't say something. Oh, I don't like when people do that. Don't do that. Just say you don't like him for whatever your reason is, but don't say you sell out. Selling out is just selling out is a different concept than not just liking someone. Like, fuck. I don't like people do that. Like, I think you sell out. Why do you think you sell out? Because I don't like him. I'm like, okay, that's not selling out. That's just your disdain of a person, but that's okay. But that's not the same. Why do you guys do that?
Always been people that are like this, and I know that like whenever they start going, I will watch like the call, and the amount of people will be like, just go away. People just start leaving.
That's the truth. Nobody
no,
cares.
no,
But what they
please,
do care
please,
about
no, not
are two
again.
things. How you make them feel.
Yeah,
and also
it's true.
what value you supply to them.
Yes,
people
exactly.
care about and love people who make themselves feel good. What is actually
Imagine that.
valuable is the skill of making other people feel smart.
That's right.
Loved, valued, happy. People will love you.
And
for
also
that.
to help them. Like if you're smart and you know how to solve somebody's problem and you can solve the problem, they're going to like that. They're going to like that a lot. So, and that's really the issue, is that if you really know what the hell you're talking about with something, you can help somebody and be like, yeah, I actually know a lot about this. I can help you. Do you want me to help you?
PTK
And I say, yeah.
Universe
It's like,
said,
all
"I'm
right,
doing
this is
great.
what you got to do.
Drawing out
And a
RN.
lot of people have like one or two things that they do know a lot about. Now, maybe the one thing you know a lot about is Pokemon, so you don't have a lot of options. But every once in a while, somebody might not know how to make a team for the Elite Four. That's where you come in. That's when you're fucking ready, okay? And you don't need to be that guy for everything, man. And so that's it. Gotta catch them all. Exactly, yeah. You don't need to be that guy for everything. You don't have to know everything.
That is what is extremely important. And also, being a valuable asset in general.
Yes.
If you supply value to people, you give to them in whatever way you can. People
Absolutely.
will love you and value for that. And oddly enough, if you're supplying value to people, they oftentimes view you as intelligent.
Yes.
If you want to be seen as intelligent, just be competent. Just be a person who...
That's exactly
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. There's
Every-
Jordan Lee Peterson said this. I think he said this. A man that is more competent is more valuable than a man who's just smart. Straight up, he said that a long time ago, and I didn't understand what he meant by that, but now I know what he means. Like if you're capable, that's more better than you saying that you're just that smart. Like it doesn't if you're like if you know how to like let's use like if you know how to like fix the stove or something, or try to fix the pipe the sink. That's a lot valuable than saying you know how many galaxies are in the universe or some stupid shit. And I'm saying that's great that you know that, but if you can fix a sink, that'd be great too. You know what I'm saying? Like just be like helpful or useful or something, but knowing a bunch of stupid shit. It's great and all, and that might help you when you play Jeopardy, but, you know.
Said hi.
Everybody wants to be around somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing. Even if it's a low-skill job, like even if you're working at Burger King, the guy that can work at Burger King and then do 3 jobs at the same time, people are going to be like, damn, that's impressive. Rather than the guy that knows about, you know, some random fucking...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, like, that makes no sense. Like, why the fuck... Like, yeah, great, you know about, like, the Milky Way and all that shit, and you know how biology works and stuff. Are you a doctor? Are you doing anything with it? No. Then why the fuck do you know that shit? Like, sometimes knowing everything
it's
is
okay
not...
to admit when you don't know something.
Yeah, it's
It's
okay.
the effort you take to get the answer after that's important.
Yeah. That's why, like, this is why I get so annoyed with my girlfriend sometimes when she says, like, okay, so like I will suggest something to her, right? Like something like content creation or something to that fact or something. It has to do with content creation. It could be just anything. Once she realizes it's something that she's not familiar with, the first thing that comes out of her fucking mouth is, "I don't know how to do that." They're like, "I know you don't know how to do that, but you should use YouTube. If you don't know how something, use YouTube." And I say, if you're going to use YouTube, don't go with the first video you see, because one video you see may be misinformed, or it may not give you as much information. It's good to go through a plethora of videos before you make a sound, like, decision. At least, because one thing, if you watch, like, say you watch like 20 videos on a subject and something really specific on that subject, you're going to find a pattern within those 20 videos, and they're all going to say something similar, but not completely different, but different. They're gonna be different, but not too different. So if we're like, say we're drawing like heads, right? All of them are gonna start with the head one way or another. They're pretty much the same. Either they're gonna start with a round circle and they're gonna do that, or they're gonna use a square. But they usually fall back in using a crosshair somewhere down the line, a certain method of putting in an angle and stuff like that. And then you're going to find a common method that happens. Some people might do it a little different from others on their approach, but they usually land to the same result one way or another. And that's the best way to learn. It's not good to just take from one video and say, "Oh, I did the work, I watched the video, I didn't understand it," and then just, hope for God that you just are a super genius and get it. No. No, you have to watch the video. If you don't understand it, watch it again, and you still don't understand it, we'll find another video and see if the other video that you watch is somewhat similar, or have something that said something that's similar that you heard. Maybe they use a keyword, something you might learn, right? Like when I say form, right? When I say form, and you're gonna hear other artists say the word form. So when they use form, what they literally translate is 3D object. How could I make this into a 3D object by using lines or light or shadow, or whatever the case may be? Is usually those three things. Find the form in this drawing in one way or another by using the light, or using lines, or using lip lines, or whatever the case may be, right? Or I'm using perspective, and I say, for you to get the perspective right, you need to use the horizon line, right? We don't know what that is. It's the giant line that's across the entire map that usually insinuates where you're looking at, where everything goes off in the distance and where's everything's close, right? And then you have something called the VP, the vanishing point, the point that you're focusing on mainly based on the horizon line, that lets you know where you're looking at, or what perspective you want to take within the horizon line of that environment, right? So like when you learn these things and you see these patterns, you can apply them and have a better understanding what they do and how they're like applied to whatever artwork you're trying to do, or a case may be. Or it doesn't have to be work. It could be something you're learning. It could be stocks. It could be learning how to do programming, something like that, right? You're going to find a pattern to a degree. You're not going to get something completely different every time you hear a subject of the same thing. You're going to get something different based on who's explaining, but they end up landing in the same like output of most things, right?
Arcane history of the Roman Empire, people aren't really going to care about that. I mean, the only people that are going to care about that are other people like him. That's it.
Focuses on and pays attention to other people, what they need, how they feel, and supply also value to them with your actions. That is what you should focus on. Then maybe people will view you as smart. But again, who cares? You shouldn't even be focusing on that anymore. You gotta focus on other people rather than being self-absorbed.
Provide a value to them.
This video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to subscribe.
To be honest with you, this whole video is about how to get a job, really. How to be valuable to it in a job. I think this is why he started with the Fiverr metaphor or example, because he said provide value to other people instead of trying to be self-absorbed in your own bullshit. So basically, he just told us is like, be a valuable asset to people who wants to hire you or want you around, and you're not a total asshat most of the time trying to prove that you're like smart as all the time, because that's really annoying. That gets annoying really fast. So
and check out
This is
some
a
of
good
my
video.
other videos. And as always, I hope you have a good one.
That was a great video. I thought that was great. And I'm going to link you guys the video right here. Remnant 777. Good one. And yeah, there you go. Bro, I had that issue about yesterday. I went to a museum. Guy just kept talking in front of everyone as if he knew everything. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. And I don't know why people do that, but that's what happens, right? I mean, you've got a lot of people. There's the video. Make sure to give it a like. And I think also a lot of Redditors and people like this, whenever I see people that are expressing them this way, it's not for you, it's for them. It's so they will feel good, so they will feel smart, and they will feel superior.
Hey,
right?
what's up?
Like, that's always the goal that they have, rather than anything else besides that. It's always about their own ego and building it up in that own way. Candace Owens just shared a screenshot.
I don't care about Candace Owens. I don't care about political shit. I don't care about political shit. I find that boring.
Blitzy said nothing. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. In a bit, we're gonna play some Fortnite. You guys seemed to like it when I was playing Fortnite. I think. Not totally sure, but it feels like you guys kind of did.
He hate clankers, said BET.
Little Nightmares 3 Donkey's launch today. Okay. Cooked. So The Witcher 3 is not doing very well. I mean, Witcher 4, Season 4, I guess.
And this just comes off looking like a parody or a fan film, not to disrespect the fan films. To be fair, this show has always had its problems with production design, hair, makeup.
What is this? Did I watch this?
Greetings, you over 1 million practitioners of common sense and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Henry Cavill is probably laughing his ass off right now. And it's not just because James Gunn's Superman or Superman's James Gunn finished its
I played that already. You guys don't watch.
Run at $615 million, which, the last time I checked, although I'm not very good at math, is a lot less than the $668 million brought in by the Man of Steel in its worldwide theatrical run over 10 years ago without adjusting for inflation. And while you think that will be enough to provide some snot bubble-inducing laughter, I'm actually concerned for Henry's health right now because Netflix decided to one-up it by dropping a full Witcher Season 4 trailer, which also happens to be the first trailer of any kind for this show, released a whopping 3 weeks before it premieres. Now, they did release a small clip a couple of weeks prior to this trailer that was ratioed and roasted into oblivion. And we've got some shocking news. The trailer is being ratioed and roasted into oblivion. But perhaps I'm being too harsh. Maybe Lauren Hisrich and her crew of feminists, after being humbled by the entire world and Henry Cavill, have decided to turn over a new leaf and never mind.
You gotta make it brown, I think? Brown.
Geralt, you've spent a lifetime battling monsters and men.
Well, actually, Geralt has spent a lot of time being nerfed in his own show, including, but not limited to, being injured in the final episode of Season 1 so the girls can fight it out. And those monsters he was fighting, more often than not, were some variation of a woman who was subjugated by a man, so we should feel really bad when she dies, including the testicles with women's faces. And spending his greatly reduced screen time chasing around the girl who's the key to everything.
Your entire being is dedicated to finding someone who you fear you failed. Your Ciri.
We are joining Geralt across the continent to reclaim her.
Whatever he's up to, Ciri's at the center of it. We need to save Ciri.
What if I can't save her?
And lo and behold, Ciri is, for the 4th season in a row, the girl who is the key to everything. And I know she eventually becomes that in the books that were published over 30 years ago when it wasn't as much of a trope, but it is now, and this is probably why you don't take 6 years to produce 4 seasons where Geralt was never the central focus.
She's not who she says she is.
None of us are.
These are supposed to be the notorious and brutal rats from the books, although you can't really tell here. It looks like they're just standing around waiting to be offended. But I don't think there is a single image from a Netflix adaptation that represents a Netflix adaptation better than this.
What a company I've ended up with.
Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon. This is Liam Hemsworth as the Temu Witcher. And listen, I've got nothing against the guy. He's got some big shoes to fill. I just hope he got paid a lot. Oh, and I gotta give Netflix credit here. See, Disney, it's not that hard. Midgets playing dwarves. You can pump the brakes on the whole global phenomenon thing, Netflix. The only thing that's remarkable about this show is the fact that you didn't cancel it and how much money you're willing to put into Lauren Hissrich's incompetence.
Something is shifting on this continent. Vilgefortz is gathering an army.
We finally get a shot of The Witcher's main character, Yennefer, and this season's antagonist, Vilgefortz, who, surprisingly enough, is after Ciri.
Whatever he's up to, Ciri's at the center of it.
She will be mine. Please have a seat right there.
And of course, there's a heavy dose of the obligatory feminist gobbledygook girl bossing.
Can we win this fight?
And it wouldn't be a Witcher series without hysterical women screaming over dramatically.
Oh my god.
And the most disappointing casting of all, what are we doing here, is Lawrence Fishburne. And while
Lawrence Fishburne is in this? Oh, hell no! What is this? What is this? Oh my god. I didn't know, like, medieval Europe was so diverse. I didn't know it was just that diverse. What the fuck? Damn, what the fuck? Why is Lawrence Fishburne in this? Check's a check, right? Check's a check. Holy shit.
Resemblance to the character in the
God
game
damn.
is uncanny along with all the other Netflix casting. It's not disappointing that he was offered the role. It's disappointing that he accepted it. And it doesn't help that he's delivering lines stolen from Hillary Clinton's campaign slogan.
We are stronger together.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce. She never carries no fucking hot sauce. That's a big lie.
Was tolerable in season 1, and then they turned him into the sitcom gay best friend.
You did not mention anything about an ominous graveyard of death.
That's some brilliant writing there. Last time I checked, all graveyards are graveyards of death. Anyway, the only character development Yasker has had over 3 seasons is he's gay now. Speaking of that, I'm still waiting for my good friend Dan Vass to cover that song that Yasker sang to his boyfriend.
Of them, I've had.
Then there's Liam Hemsworth's take on Geralt of Rivia, especially the voice as compared to Henry Cavill's. Not exactly seamless, but it might give you whiplash. Let's move! Dude, I was waiting for him to say bro there. He sounds like a jock. I guess gone is the stoic Geralt, and at least Henry tried to channel Doug Cockle's voice from the games. And it's not just the voice, you see Liam smirking. And this just comes off looking like a parody or a fan film, not to disrespect the fan films. To be fair, this show has always had its problems with production design, hair, makeup, costumes, and general verisimilitude, from the Nilfgaardian ballsack armor in season 1 to modern vernacular to Ciri always looking like she walked out of a salon despite running around in the mud and the muck all the time. Then there's this girl in the Rats who went to the local Sally's Beauty Supply on the continent and got herself some Wella Blondor Volume 20 to bleach that hair. And before we go any further, I know where you're going in the comments section.
No, I'm not gonna let it play because TikTok's a piece of shit. You gotta come over here, bro. I'm sorry.
I guess it could have been
just sick of TikTok's bullshit.
Like,
even okay, you know what? You know what? I'll play. No, I'll play it. But it just scares people off. I think that's where the problem comes in. That's why I'm not letting it play. I think it scares people away.
So just in case you didn't notice with your own,
that's why I want you over here.
Because
people at least say something over here.
And they start out with a little self-awareness.
The Witcher is in a state of flux. No shit. You are becoming something new.
Right, Brooklyn said, okay, I'll go over there.
Alright, bro. I'm sorry, I know you like being on TikTok.
Listen, this will not be the first nor the last time a major character is recast and then dealt with the subtlety of a napalm enema. Yes, actors leave projects and characters get recast all the time. Hell, Netflix had to deal with an actress recasting herself in real life, forcing a recast in the show.
Who elected you, Vanya?
It's, Victor.
Who's Victor?
I am. It's who I've always been.
Oh my god.
That was awkward, but this
PTK
one's a little
Universe
okay.
said
Well,
yep.
it's a lot different. To state the obvious, Henry Cavill was this entire show. He was actually
Ryu
a
the
fan of the
Samurai
games
said
and the
hi.
books.
Hey, PK.
And it is
PTK,
reported that
sorry.
Lauren Hissrich and Netflix were thinking about
He hate
replacing him in
plankers.
season 2
Said yep.
with Liam Hemsworth, which only would have resulted in the show being canceled sooner and hell, Netflix saving a lot of money. But the fact of the matter is, Henry couldn't save this show because the writing is abysmal. Let's go back to this line from the end of the trailer.
How will you be reborn?
Aside from the subtle meta commentary, what the fuck does that even mean? And before anybody gets into, well, that line will obviously have some context in the show, listen, I've seen all 3 seasons and it ain't happening. Keep in mind, these are the writers, including showrunner Lauren Hissrich, who thought it was a good idea to have Henry Cavill playing the titular character in The Witcher show only appear in 1/3 of his own series. Total running time for episodes 1 through 5, not counting credits, is 4 hours and 35 minutes. Geralt's screen time was 73 minutes, 24.8 seconds. Henry Cavill is only on screen for 27.97%
I
of
heard
season
Conquest
3
is probably
part
one of the
1.
best
As
names
far
I've
as
seen
season 3
on
part 2
my.
is
What? What
concerned,
are you talking
it's
about?
even worse. Total runtime
Names,
for
leave me
episodes
my
6
names.
through 8, not counting credits, is 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 31 seconds. Henry Cavill's total screen time, 25 minutes and 3 seconds. That means Henry Cavill is only in 16.67% of the final 3 episodes. The truth of the matter is, I think everyone is in agreement on this one, including Netflix, whether they want to admit it or not. From Ted Sarandos down to Lauren Hissrich to Liam Hemsworth, who hopefully is counting a lot of money to make him feel better, to everybody watching this video, to everyone who's not going to be watching this show. It is cooked. But the good news is they really are bringing people together. Every time Netflix or a fan site posts some news, a promotional photo, a clip, or a trailer, they get destroyed in the comments, and it doesn't matter what the social media platform is. And you would be hard-pressed to even find a positive comment on any social media platform. But you won't have a hard time finding comments like this. I was willing to give this a chance without Henry Cavill, but the trailers just ruined Liam Hemsworth's career in less than 3 minutes. Look at all of these strong, confident women preparing for war, while the supposed main character looks weak and constantly questions himself. Rotten Tomatoes will probably give it a 9 out of 10. It looks all right, I suppose. No, it doesn't. But it's not Geralt. Liam is a fine actor, but the shoes he is trying to fill are too big. Cavill is Geralt. Liam is discount Geralt. No matter, y'all butchered the lore anyway. Y'all, which I can say now because I live in Texas, ruined this show. It had unlimited potential, but y'all went woke. Hired writers who thought they were better than the source material and let go the only person in the entire building who wanted to stay true to the source material. It's over. Why do you think replacing the main character after 3 seasons will work at all? I'm honestly asking, how fucking retarded are you motherfuckers? Liam's great, Henry's great. The issue isn't who plays the character. In this case, it actually is, but I see your point. The issue has always been and will be the showrunners and writers messing with what makes the character so great. It's the fundamental misunderstanding that made people leave. All the haters will definitely see it just so they can trash talk every single episode. Yup! And the comments on the massively ratioed trailer on YouTube aren't any better. Geralt sounding like Thor, cheesy magic, still, Sam Fender background music, witches using swords, let's fucking move, building an army, pretty sure Geralt or Yen never had an army. Global phenomenon, honestly at this point you just gotta laugh. What a company I've ended up with. Couldn't have said it better, Geralt. Hard pass. The Witcher 4, Love and Thunder. But I really think Dutch 14 sums it up the best. To the Netflix producers, you had one simple job, turn a best-selling book into a moving picture by taking its story and putting it on the screen with actors, music, dialogue, and landscapes as they were described, and yet you failed. Do you want to know why? Of course you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. As you said in one of your interviews, you wanted to tell your own story in The Witcher's world, and the problem is that you and the writers you employ are nobody. And nobody cares about your stories. What I care about is Sapkowski's stories. His novels are a global phenomenon, not your series. The only phenomenon here is that you will still have a job and how your families managed to click 10,000 upvotes for this trailer. Well said, and we'll end it with this. Fans, fix the writing. Henry Cavill, fix the writing. Netflix, no, here's Liam Hemsworth. Fans, we're not going to watch it. Netflix, fans are so toxic. Oh, and I promise you, that's how the writers for The Witcher, including Lauren Hissrich, have rationalized it in their head. They have actually written a masterpiece, and if it wasn't for those pesky toxic fans, they would have probably gotten their 7 seasons. instead of it being canceled after 5. Oh, and in my last video, we talked about this show costing $500 million. Well, now it's been reported that you can add another $200 million to the total, and now this disaster has cost $750 million. And when it's all said and done, for Lauren Hisrich anyway, who wanted to go down in history as the first female showrunner of a hit male-skewing epic fantasy, will go down in obscurity as just the latest woman who has ruined male-skewing epic fantasy. And as far as those toxic fans are concerned, well, Netflix has made the same mistake as every studio in Hollywood by intentionally mislabeling the passionate fan as the toxic fan, so they can blame them for all their failures. And I'll leave you on the wise words of Henry Cavill, which might explain to Netflix why he's so popular, and maybe they'll learn that if they had listened to him, he would still be around and the fans would still be around.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Nerderotic.com.
If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for listening this long. I will see you in the next video.
Oh! Stupid. Okay. I was wondering why I was doing that. Oh, is this out here? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay. Fuck. Oh my god, I sometimes hate that I have that on. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. This is sometimes why I don't like using the lasso tool, because it leaves these little jaggy jags, and they're really annoying. I'm gonna keep it like that for now. Okay, there we go. I'll leave that for now. Alright, we're gonna go to the next character. Because, like, this is the PNG version. I'll have to make them do my eyes closed thing. But I want to get to the other character, so you just have some progress in that. I don't think I'm going to pull a lot out of it because it's 6:40. So I wanted to go play some Fortnite at 7, maybe 7:30. Oh! I forgot. We got a TikTok sponsorship for Blue Protocol, for those who knows what that is. We were playing Blue Protocol on the 13th, if I remember right. So we're gonna be playing a RPG, a JRPG. I think it's JRPG. A JRPG.
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
What do you refer to it as? MMO, I think. We're going to be playing that on the 13th. It's going to be interesting. Oh.
Shaq just opened a brand new big chicken restaurant
Rick's
here in
official
Las
said be a
Vegas.
support hero today by using commands like support.
We ordered all 7 sandwiches: the Uncle Jerome, the Shaq Attack, crispy chicken grilled cheese, Chicago Big Aristotle MDE, and the Big and Sloppy. For sides, we also got everything. We got the sweet potato waffle fries, jalapeno slaw, big chicken steak on fries, and Lucy's mac and cheese with cheese it dust. For dessert, we've got a giant $12 cookie. To make this a real challenge, I'm gonna only give myself 15 minutes to eat everything. This is a ton of food. This is 14 items in total, the big chicken full menu. Wait, hold up. Did we not order chicken tenders? Where are the chicken tenders?
Alright, good. Can I just get a 3-piece tender and a Diet Coke?
Alright, here you go.
Awesome, thank you.
Take care, brother.
Tenders. Alright, today's video is sponsored by Fetch, and watch this. By using code STONY, I'm basically gonna get half my money off of these tenders by just scanning the receipt. Boom, 1 receipt, 1,000 points, referral bonus, 5,000.
$6.
So that is 5,000 points I can now redeem for gift cards from Amazon, Target, Uber, and more. Sound good? Scan this referral QR code to start earning points. Fetch is a super easy to use free app where you can earn free rewards.
I'm at this point where I'm about to show my face. I'm dead serious. I'm tired of doing the shit I do because like I'm missing a bunch of money off the table because I don't show my face. I'm about to show my face, motherfucker.
And literally anything you buy. All you have to do is scan your physical receipt or e-receipt to earn points with every purchase. Forgot to scan some receipts? It's been an expensive year so far. Fetch allows you to scan receipts up to 2 weeks old. And if you shop at specific partner brands like Starbucks, those receipts earn you even more points. Shop mostly online, no problem. Earning points from e-receipts is arguably even easier. All you have to do is sync your email, and Fetch will scan your account for e-receipts and automatically earn you points. So check out Fetch today. It's a great, easy, and free way to earn rewards on all of your purchases. And again, use code STONY to get 5,000 points for scanning your first receipt. Huge thanks again to Fetch. Check them out using the link in the description box below. And don't forget, again, use code STONY for the referral points. Okay, now we have the complete Shaq's Big Chicken Menu Challenge with Shaq sauce. I'm giving myself 15 minutes to both eat and review everything here. It's gonna be a mouthful. All right, I'm starting on the Shaq Attack. Here we go. Give me a countdown.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Shaq's Big Chicken Menu Challenge. Let's try this voiceover thing. So first up, we have the Shaq Attack, which is, that's done. Spicy jalapeno slaw and Shaq Attack, 8.7 out of 10. The jalapeno slaw works. Great sandwich. And under 30 seconds. Next up is the Uncle Jerome. Natural hot chicken, lettuce, mayos, and pickles. Uncle Jerome, still spicy, not as good, 7.5. Those fries sound good, and they were great. But here we're going into the Shaq sauce now.
Shaq sauce? Like, is it from Shaq?
Huge disappointment. I was hoping for a game changer, you know, Shaq sauce and all that stuff. It tasted like barbecue sauce mixed with mayonnaise. Fries, surprisingly good. 7 out of 10 with the Shaq sauce and fries. Oh, 4.
Barbecue sauce mixed with mayonnaise.
Shaq's favorite, popcorn chicken. Bigger is better. I cut this out from earlier in the video, but we actually weighed both the big and bigger sizes and then evaluated the price value. And it turned out that the bigger is a better deal. So if you ever go to Big Chicken and order some popcorn chicken, get the bigger. Bigger is better. Good juicy, good flavor, a little chewy. Maybe I could have microwaved them. 8.1. Wow, the big and sloppy. Holy shit, that's a big boy sandwich. Ooh. What's the time?
4:40.
4:40. Not bad. 10 minutes left. All right, well that was a good 15 seconds wasted. I wasn't supposed to talk much, that's why I'm here. Anyways, this is the big and sloppy mac and cheese, crispy fried onions, and roasted garlic barbecue aioli. That was surprisingly good. 8.9. That was actually really good. 8.9. The big and sloppy taking the top spot. Now moving on to the big Aristotle, which please tell me, this photo is from their website. How are these the same sandwich? Oh. Too much barbecue sauce. 6.9. All right, sweet potato fries. This is where it went a little downhill. We're getting a wiggle and a burp out here. But my jaw started giving out. These things are pretty chewy. They were delicious. They were really good actually, but chewy, and we're past the 9-minute, getting close to 10-minute mark here. I'm slowing down. Good, chewy. 7.1. So we're trying the Cheez-It mac and cheese. I think we're close to 10-minute mark. Only 5 minutes left. Not much talking, can't talk. I was so hyped for this mac and cheese with Cheez-It crust, but it is so dry. Quick apologies to Shaq's mom, who's pronounced Lucille, by the way. I said Lucy in the intro. But anyways, mac and cheese always takes me out in like every challenge, so I guess I gotta start practicing some mac and cheese. Too dry. Cheese it does. Make it too dry.
I'm not a big fan of mac and cheese, to be honest with you. Like, mac and cheese is alright, but it's not something I can just constantly eat. That shit will make me want to go vomit after a while. Like, I can take like one good dish of that, but I'm not taking no more than that. That should be pissing me off. I'm not a big cheese person. The only thing I'll eat constantly, cheese-wise, is like probably just pizza. But when it comes to like just mac and cheese alone, I ain't fucking with that.
5-9.
Is this true?
The chicken melt, whatever they call it. I'll just go double stack. So right here, I realized there's no way I was gonna finish everything in time, so I really quickly rushed out reviews. 6-2. Cookie. Try the giant ass cookie. Cookie. 9. This is like a standard chicken sandwich. 7-2. Chicago. A little soggy. Oh, 5.3. Chicken tender. Football. 6-2. I should have known. I should have gone with my gut. 15 minutes was too little time. Could have done 30 minutes. We didn't get to some of them, but at least we tried them all. The winners were definitely from the biggest sloppy and the chocolate chip cookie. Genuinely looking forward to this year, guys. Got some big plans, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next food challenge.
Oh, that was fast.
I ordered the entire Mr. Beast burger menu, including 3 burgers, 3 sandwiches.
Has anyone had any of Mr. Beast's like food before? Has anyone tried his food? Like, at all? Like, dead ass. I have never tried a Mr. Beast anything. Oh, no, that's a lie. I have tried the chocolate that he has, but not his restaurant food.
Ravioli_art said never.
Would you try it or no?
He hate clankers. Said it's bad.
It really? Is it bad? No shit? Like, if you have to compare it to a food, what would it be? Like, I'm just curious to know. Like, what would you compare it to? Like, is like tastes like Wendy's? Does it taste like Five Guys? You call it Jack in the Box or whatever the fuck it's called?
He hate clankers. Said really.
Oh god, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, let me try this real quick. I'm gonna go to X this out.
He hate clankers. Said it's horrible.
Oh no, you make me not want to get that shit now. What the hell? I kind of wish it was now. It's fucking.
2 fries, 2 drinks.
Oh. Oh, sorry guys, sorry. Made a mistake.
PTK Universe said possibly Freddy's Burgers.
Freddy's Burgers.
He hate clankers. Said they had to close most of the restaurants because the food was so low quality.
No.
3.
No, you're lying. No. That can't be true.
Cookies. We're going to see if I alone can consume the entire menu, all 13 items, in less than the duration of Mr. Beast burger video. If I beat that time, we are going to send my brother Morgan the entire Mr. Beast burger menu order just as we ordered it today. And if I don't make the time, I guess he goes without Mr. Beast burger. Sad Morgan. And on top of all of that, customizing your burgers allows you to add extra patties. So we added extra patties to every burger that we could. All right, enough talk. Let's check out the food. Holy crap. This is a lot of food. All right, so this is everything. All the burgers, all the fries, all the drinks, all the dessert. First up, we're gonna unwrap. We're gonna check out the Beast style burger. I hate to wrap the stickers. The stickers are cool. Oh, dude, look at all that beef. Look at all that cheese. 4 smashed crispy beef patties, American cheese, pickles, onion, ketchup, brown mustard, mayonnaise on a soft roll. There's no nutritional information for the Beast burgers yet, but this burger looks like it packs a punch. Boom. All right, next up, the Chandler style. That is nothing but meat, cheese, and a bun. Chandler likes it simple. I like it. Last for the burgers, we've got the Chris style burger. I just ripped his name in half. I'm sorry. Bacon, crinkle cut French fries, 3 patties, and American cheese. All right, there we go. The Nashville hot looks a little spicy. Chicken, diced lettuce, mayo, pickles. Move over Popeyes. All right, and then the chicken sandwich looks basically the same. Actually, yeah, did they use the spicy ones for this? It kind of looks like they went spicy on both. If anything, this one's spicier, but it's all good, no problem. And last but definitely not least, we've got Carl's grilled cheese. Feels a little light. Carl, what do you got? I mean, it's just a grilled cheese, yeah. I mean, I get it. Dude, that is a flat grilled cheese. We've got the seasoned crinkle cut French fries right here. Can't wait to try these. The Beast style fries. Boom! That is a loaded French fry. By visual, we've got obviously pickles, mayo, ketchup, spicy brown mustard, American cheese. This is a serious portion. And then I ordered 3 cookies, but they gave me 6 cookies.
Maybe each cookie comes in a pack of 2.
But then I ordered 3. Oh! 2, 4, 6. 6 chocolate chip cookies, Beast style. Alright, so that's it. The food looks bomb. There's not much else to say. We're just gonna get situated here. I'm probably gonna need a little more drinks, so I'm gonna pour myself some water. And yeah, this is the Mr. Beast full menu challenge. Alright, this is it, guys. This is the entire Mr. Beast burger menu. 3 burgers, 3 sandwiches, 2 fries, 6 cookies, 2 drinks. So these 2 are mandatory. I have a few extra waters over here in case I need them. I probably will. Since this is a speed challenge. 10 minutes and 39 seconds is the time to beat if we want to send Morgan his very own Mr. Beast full menu. So we gotta haul ass from Morgan today to get some food to him. Alright, give me that countdown. We're starting on the Beast Burger.
Starting 2021, we're strong. You ready?
Yeah, first video 2021 too, so we gotta start strong. 3,
2, 1, go.
Burn it out.
It's 104.
Chandler down, Beast down, Chris French fry burger, bacon. Alright, water down, 3 burgers down. Alright, this is supposed to be the normal chicken sandwich. Spicy chicken sandwich. My nose, my nasal cavity just opened a little bit.
What the hell?
The last 2 sandwiches. We've got Carl's grilled cheese. Something's kicking in my nose. I don't know what out my nose.
4.
Alright, all the burgers and sandwiches are done. Not sure if it was smart, but we saved the fries for last. Did you just get me a fork? Yeah. I don't need no fork. I'm going in poutine style. All came up in one go. Wow, a lot of pickles in this.
6.
Come here, I'll show you so far.
What?
Beef fries down.
740.
Last but not least, dessert. 745.
I think that's his girlfriend.
10 minutes.
Oh god. Alright, 10 minutes. Last bet.
Ah! 10:33.
Oh, get this. Take that cold for the end. That hurt. Oh my god.
Which one was your favorite?
The crisp burger was good. We want Morgan Mr. Beast burgers! That's what I needed. Alright, stand up, get this outro done. Alright, that was tough. God, I'm knocked out. Wow, that was tough. Holy crap. Alright guys, well, that is the challenge. What's the official time?
10:23.
10:23. The duration of Mr. Beast burger video, which was 10 minutes and 39 seconds. So we officially ate fast enough to get Morgan his order of Mr. Beast burgers. Since Mr. Beast was the inspiration for this video, I felt like I had to give something away. So.
What about me?
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
What the hell is this? What is this?
Hello.
Alright, so I have a Chick-fil-A Deluxe, a Spicy Deluxe, a Grilled Club, a 12-count nugget, 4 counts. Did you get one of everything?
Pretty much. That was the goal.
Okay. Alright, it's gonna be
Did you get one of everything?
There you go.
It was that moment she hit her.
Alright, this looks amazing. Oh my god. Alright guys, welcome to the video. Today's challenge is none other than the full Chick-fil-A menu challenge. What we've got right here is 18 different Chick-fil-A menu items. No, I didn't get every single thing on the Chick-fil-A menu. I didn't get the Greek yogurt. I didn't get the food cup. Come on. My mentality was get everything on the Chick-fil-A menu that's unique or iconic to Chick-fil-A. And that's exactly what I did. Okay, so we got all 3 of Chick-fil-A's sandwiches in the deluxe versions. That is the Chick-fil-A Deluxe Sandwich, the Spicy Deluxe, and the Grilled Chicken Club. We also ordered all 3 of the different chicken nugget varieties. We got a 12-piece right here of their chicken nuggets, a 12-piece of their grilled nuggets, and a 4-piece, I believe this is the 4-piece, yes, of chicken strips. To complement the 3 burgers, I figured why not order 3 orders of large french fries. I got one of their 3 different salads. I chose the Cobb salad. Their chicken cool wrap, which I don't know what's so cool about it. 3 chocolate chip cookies. An order of their chicken noodle soup, or chicken soup they called it. I noticed on the website they have got their own Chick-fil-A waffle potato chips, so we'll check these out. And for the beverages, we've got a large Diet Coke, a large Chick-fil-A sweetened iced tea, a large vanilla milkshake, and a large frosted coffee. So all in all, I made a mistake earlier. I said 18. There's actually 16 different menu items here for a total of 20 because of the fries and the chocolate chip cookies. All 20 items clocking at 7,440 calories of Chick-fil-A food and beverage. Alright, so without further ado, I'm gonna get some close-ups for you guys, and we're gonna dig in the Chick-fil-A full menu challenge. Alright guys, you know the drill. Timer will be for you guys right here. I'm gonna time it myself personally just to see where I'm going. We're gonna pop this one out. It's got a fat nugget of chicken on one side. This is not an equal bite type of sandwich. It's got a lot of chicken on that side, a lot of vegetables on that side. Chick-fil-A full menu challenge. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start. It's a good sandwich. I didn't like that my first bite was literally a mouthful of chicken though. This one's a grilled chicken. Let's give this one a shot. This is the healthy burger. It's so weird. It's like healthier, but at the same time it's got bacon on it, so it tastes unhealthy. Oh.
don't know why people like these fries so much. And then good. Alright, let's try the sauce. Chick-fil-A sauce. That's not half bad. Yeah, I can do the sauce. You're good. You got me.
Container is as big as...
Alright, the weirdest chicken nuggets I've ever seen in my entire life. Just nuggets of chicken meat. I'm gonna try the Polynesian sauce. Oh. Dude, I went back to the Chick-fil-A sauce. Oh, it works in everything. Alright, I'm gonna do that cook aside. I'm gonna try the sweet tea. Chick-fil-A sweet tea.
Question mark said, bro, you draw so good.
Okay, I don't understand this. They said something around like Chick-fil-A sweet tea. Do they make their own sweet tea, or is it just sweet tea? And it just has Chick-fil-A's like logo on it. Thank you, I appreciate it, my dude. I really do. Thank you. I don't understand this. Like, is it something they make?
Question mark said chicken ghost emoji.
So I'm not really sure.
Cold all of a sudden. What the hell? Alright, you guys can't see it because it's filled to the top. This is the chicken noodle soup. I'm so let down right now. Done. Right on the dot, 10 minutes. Waffle potato chips. The Chick-fil-A Cool Wrap. I'm so confused why they call it the Cool Wrap. Chicken nuggets and sauce. Alright, last burger, we got the spicy deluxe. Alright, all I've got left, the salad, 3 cookies, 4 strips, and a large fry. Let's see what this thing is. Alright, Cobb salad. Alright, open another sauce. Got some fries to eat. You know what? Man, did a lot. 30 minutes coming in on. All I got 3 cookies, milkshake left. Come on. Alright, 1, 2, 3 cookies.
Damn, bro.
Alright. I just complained for like a minute and a half. Alright. First cookie. These are humongous cookies. Oh my god.
Well, they're almost like 400 calories, like 3 times.
milkshake done. And now a little bit of water. Just a little water. Done. Oh, man.
Yay.
Oh. Shit, I'm cold. Oh. Alright. That's it. What? Is that funny? Is that funny to you?
Your stomach protrudes past your chest.
That's just water. Everything's done. Done. Got lots of extra sauce. Anyways, yeah, so 36 minutes, 15 seconds. Not necessarily impressed or happy with that time, but I'll take it. Challenge completed regardless. The entire Chick-fil-A menu, or the full menu challenge, whatever you want to call it. 20 total items from Chick-fil-A's menu. Yeah. Alright guys, well that's it. I'm gonna wrap the video up right there. End it there, because there's nothing else to say. Challenge completed. I know a lot of people like Chick-fil-A. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by their sauce more than anything. I'm impressed by that, whatever their house sauce is. It's pretty damn good. Other than that, the fries were lame. Soup was progresso. Burgers were good. Nuggets were good. I couldn't enjoy those cookies. I couldn't enjoy the cookies. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next food challenge.
Alright, that's okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, where are we doing here? Okay, what do you guys want to see? More food, anime, gaming commentary, animation? What do you guys want? Let's see here.
Angel48 said order DoorDash for me. Snarky said animation.
Okay. What did I say? When I say animation, I'm not talking about like watching a show per se. I'm talking about like a commentary thing, because I can get copyrighted up the wazoo with that. Let's see here.
Snarky said yeah commentary.
Hold on. Oh, I can't use this one. Let me see.
Snarky said 3.
Okay.
Game studios are delivering on a 3D anime aesthetic at this level. And I love that MiHoYo has clearly gone for a different animation style this time around. It would be so easy for them to just stick with the house style they're already comfortable with, but they pushed outside their comfort zone on this one, and I applaud that. It really helps to visually set Zenless Zone Zero apart from the rest of their catalog. And I love how much this game is using animation as a major selling point. So many gacha games, even MiHoYo gacha games, lean predominantly on character design to drive appeal, with the animation on those characters generally being a secondary priority. But they are clearly going harder with animation this time, and I am here for it. Also, the combat gameplay animation in this game looks so absurdly cool. Look at this! This is very likely showing up in my Best of the Year roundup for 2024. I think it is easily MiHoYo's best gameplay animation work to date. There is so much to praise here, but at the same time, I think there are also some worthwhile animation critiques to be made, and they're the sort of critiques that I usually, and understandably, don't see happening within gaming fandom very often. To put it simply, Zenless Zone Zero has an over-animation problem. Over-animation is a tricky thing to explain because it's the kind of nebulous aesthetic critique that usually only gets discussed in animation classrooms or among animation peers, but I will try my best. In the broadest terms possible, over-animation is motion without purpose, and that can take a lot of forms. Sometimes it's
people go into anything. There's no specific thing that people go into. People go into everything and anything. That's what Rule 34, it literally exists for virtually everything. If there's... no, not for me. Well, I'd like, maybe, I don't know. I don't see anyone gooning to playing a video game. If you have to goon to play a video game, that's weird. It's just like when people say, do you goon to your artwork? I'm like, fuck no. Like, who does that? Like, I have to draw the character just to goon it. Might as well just look at some P-Hub and call it a day. Why the fuck would I do that? That makes no sense. Like, that sounds like you're just doing more work for the sake of doing more work, just to say you're gooning towards that. Only a backwards idiot will do some shit like that. That shit is wild. It's like... You're purposely... Like, it's like me getting up, killing a cow, just to make one burger. Not make several burgers off that one cow, just one. When you can just go to Burger King. Why would I do that? No, I get you.
Animation, which includes tons of superfluous movement or distracting visual noise. Sometimes it's an animator trying to squeeze 5 key poses into a shot which really only needs 2. Sometimes it's hammy acting animation that pantomimes emotions rather than depicting a character genuinely feeling them. Sometimes it's just an animator using every single animation principle they know at all times on every movement, whether that principle is called for or not. Big arcs on every single part of the body, big exaggerated anticipation and squash and stretch and overlap everywhere. This is a thing that you'll often see in the work of animation students. They're learning what all of these principles and techniques are, but they haven't yet developed the intuition for how or where to use those techniques most effectively. So they just kind of use them all over the place at maximum volume. We have all done this at one point, probably lots of times. Even among professionals, it is very common. The simple truth is, more animation is not always the same thing as better animation. Like, of course it's not. That would be like saying great film editing is about squeezing in the most cuts per minute, or that more notes per measure equals better music composition. Sure, lots of notes can be great, but the rests between them are just as important. Now, to some of you, this might sound like the sort of criticism that's really more of a subjective opinion. I mean, different animated projects can have very different styles and tones, right? Isn't this just a question of personal or creative taste? And to an extent, you're right. What over-animation looks like is going to vary from project to project, and animation which might look way too exaggerated in one context may feel just right in another. But it's also important to remember that it is very possible to execute on a chosen style poorly. And there are fundamentals of animation craft which continue to apply regardless of one style. Still, it can be pretty hard to recognize over-animation without experience and a trained eye. And even then, not all animators will agree. What I'm trying to say here is that the stuff I'm going to talk about in this video is not a facet of animation quality which can be easily measured in consistent, objective terms. So instead, we get to dive into the weeds of peer critique.
Welcome to hell.
You are now entering Nitpick Land. Population, insufferable. Welcome to New Frame Plus. Just so everyone can get their bearings, let me give you a quick tour of Zenless Zone Zero's character animation contents. The majority of the game's animation exists across a few specific modes: combat, exploration, menus, conversation sequences, and cinematics. Combat is the game's most animation-intensive mode, and by far the most successful. It is so good. Every playable character has a unique moveset. The action is all quite over the top, but in a good way. It looks good, it feels good, it delivers on flashy anime action spectacle without sacrificing gameplay clarity, and it gives each character a chance to show off what makes them uniquely special. This is all excellent.
I think
No
I've
notes.
heard that name,
Please
but I
keep
can't
doing what
remember.
you are doing. There's also exploration, where you can wander these little hub areas, visit shops, and talk to NPCs. The animation here mostly consists of your character's locomotion and a bunch of ambient background activity. Plus a bunch of little cute touches thrown in, like the way this little thing runs security at the door to your back room. I don't know why, I love this little guy so much. There's also quite a lot of character animation when navigating menus, whether you are unlocking new characters in the gacha machine, or fiddling with their loadouts, or sometimes just as a bit of background activity. I very much like the way that your characters shift to different poses in these submenus. It's very stylish, very Persona, just very good. Then, when you are playing through the campaign, you will experience most of the game's story in these simple conversation sequences / awkward Zoom calls. Each of the characters have a handful of mood poses they'll shift between from line to line, a handful of expressions. They're basically a 3D incarnation of those character portraits you often see in RPGs or visual novels. And then, on rare occasion, when it's time for some action or a new character introduction, you will be shown a fully animated and very flashy cinematic. Now, I think that there are some minor examples of over-animation scattered across all of these modes. Like, this floaty, keep-alive motion they constantly put on these characters anytime they have to hold a pose is very swimmy. Now, I do get why it is here. A complete lack of motion would be worse. It would just make them feel dead.
Movement when they're standing.
Using lots of flapping motion on hair.
If I remember that, I think that's the like, especially when it comes to like 3D animation, a character always must be moving even when they're standing. Because if you have them stand totally still, they're gonna look really awkward and strange.
Hair and clothes to keep otherwise static characters feeling alive is, like, that's anime aesthetic 101. Even so, I don't love this execution. It's one thing having that floaty, drifting texture on loose extremities, but having it on the character's torso and center of gravity just makes them feel weightless. It looks like every character's trying to hold a pose while submerged in a wave pool. And I'd level some similar criticisms at the application of real-time physics on these characters across the entire game. Having some dynamic overlap and follow-through on your character's hair and jackets and jiggly bits is good. It helps them feel organic. But this is a lot. And I'm not even specifically talking about the fan service-y aspect either. Horniness aside, the large amount of overlap on every single clump of hair or loose bit of clothing on these characters layers a significant amount of white noise motion on top of everything these characters do.
I can never understand how you can get horny playing a video game while playing a video game. That shit is always weird to me. Like, or even if you're drawing a sexy drawing, being horny is like almost hard as fuck because you need to be focusing what you're doing anyway. Because if you're gonna get horny playing a video game or drawing something, how do you get shit done? You don't get anything done. You probably might like leave halfway or some shit. That shit makes no sense to me.
Especially if they're moving a lot. This brings me to the game's cinematics, which contain, I think, the game's biggest animation problems. And as I say that, I imagine some of you probably think I am out of my mind. And I can understand that, because look at this. Are these shots not filled with the kind of stylized, exaggerated animation I am so often praising on this channel? Heck, a significant number of the tens of millions of people who have played Zenless Zone Zero probably downloaded the game in the first place because they saw how cool the animation in these cinematics looks. And I get it, because there is a lot of cool-looking animation here. These action sequences are so fun to look at. Like, you could make a fair argument for this being empty eye candy, the animation equivalent of style over substance, but while I do fully agree that there is a very important difference between great character animation and animation which just looks eye-catching and cool, I also think that it's okay to just enjoy style for style's sake sometimes, especially when that style's being delivered at an exceptionally high level of skill. Anime action is fun spectacle, and I legitimately think Zenless Zone Zero delivers on that brand of 3D anime spectacle better than most. For me, the issues start when that style over substance approach starts bleeding into characters' acting, because that is where over-animation has the potential to cause much more significant problems. So let's talk about problems. The character performances in these cinematics tend to be very animated, very exaggerated, and that's not inherently bad, at all. I really do want to stress I am a fan of what they are attempting to do here. In execution, though, a lot about this attempt is falling short. There are a lot of stock animation and acting cliches to be found in these performances. A lot of characters pantomiming emotions, rather than expressing them. Now, to be fair, anime is an art that thrives on tropes and archetypes, and that's fine. There is nothing inherently bad or flawed about using a trope. But when it comes to animated acting, leaning too hard into the performance cliches associated with those tropes can be a problem. And some of these shots are like watching an
Once it hits 7:30, we're gonna stop here and play Fortnite.
Acting cliche speedrun. Like, how many moe poses can you squeeze into 5 seconds? These acting issues are further exacerbated by the overly enthusiastic use of exaggeration. Exaggeration is one of the 12 fundamental principles of animation. I'll get around to making a video dedicated to it someday, but to give the short version, exaggeration is about pushing the movement and posing in your animation beyond realism in order to maximize its clarity, personality, or visual appeal. It's a very important element in all animation, anime very much included. And given the game's comedic tone, it makes complete stylistic sense for Zenless Zone Zero to lean into using exaggeration more heavily. But as with all of the animation principles, execution matters, and frankly, there is a lot of exaggeration in these shots in places where it doesn't really belong. Exaggerating the movement in a high-energy action shot or a comedic double take is one thing, but even casual conversation in these scenes is so often given these big exaggerated arcs, exaggerated anticipation, exaggerated overlap. These are important animation principles, yes, but it's important for the animator to also know where they aren't needed. Even when you are working within an exaggerated style, if you are hitting every single line at maximum energy and emotion, the resulting performance is going to feel less sincere, and also just be kind of exhausting to look at after a while. Some of these shots almost look like those TikToks you see of people imitating the movement of animated characters. To be clear, I like these. What these creators are doing is really impressive. But if you're an animator, and this might sound counterintuitive, you generally don't want your animated acting to resemble this. Because the thing is, these performers are themselves already doing an exaggerated imitation. They are imitating recognizable cliches about the ways we've all seen animated characters act.
This is very cringe, I'm not gonna lie to you. We have at least ran into this at least one time. Unironically, not even purposely. It kind of just pops up on Instagram or even on TikTok. I run into this shit a lot on fucking TikTok. It's fucking annoying. I don't know why, but I don't know why they keep saying this to me. Maybe because I'm in the art space, so they think I'm gonna like shit like this, but it's really annoying. The Pixar movement type shit that they keep doing with the nose and the face and all the gestures, it is very cringe to watch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I get what they're doing, and somewhat in a weird, strange, morbid kind of way, it's kind of impressive, but Jesus Christ, it's annoying. God, it's annoying. Fuck.
So if the performances you're animating resemble an exaggerated imitation of a cliché, that's probably not a good sign. And these over-animation issues are not helped by the faces in these cinematics. For some reason, there is a noticeable mismatch in the level of exaggeration being applied to the body compared to the facial expressions. Anime faces have incredible capacity for emotional expression, from the extreme to the subtle. And these expressions just aren't fully delivering at either end of that spectrum. And then there's the issue of clarity. In their attempt to infuse these scenes with more rapid, over-the-top energy, which is then further amplified by the real-time physics causing every movement to cascade down every loose or bouncy extremity these characters have, the animators have filled a lot of these shots with unnecessarily distracting motion, a near constant barrage of visual noise. Good animation, like good cinematography, directs your eye. It uses motion to draw your focus to specific places in the frame, uses stillness where necessary to avoid distracting that focus, or sometimes to give your eyes a chance to absorb a visual before it changes. And these cinematics, in their eagerness to pack in stylish motion, are frequently sabotaging their own ability to do that. I saw another animator describe all of this over-animation as the equivalent of jangling keys at a baby, which is a little harsher than I'd have put it, but I mean, yeah, a little bit. Even within a heavily exaggerated and stylized aesthetic, this is over-animation. This is a lot of movement without purpose, style over substance. There is a difference between exaggerated acting that conveys genuine emotion and emotional pantomime that merely hits a lot of cute poses along the way. More movement does not always mean better animation. But, okay, counterpoint, who cares? You might reasonably ask, why would this matter to anyone other than animation snobs with YouTube channels, who make weird choices about how to spend their time on this earth? Well, first of all, hurtful, but second, I do actually think that these issues have a detrimental cumulative effect on Zenless Zone Zero that is worth understanding, especially for anybody wanting to be an animator or make video games. What kinds of problems? Well, problem number 1. This over-animation creates noticeable stylistic inconsistency. I've been saying that Zenless Zone Zero has a cartoony, over-the-top animation aesthetic, but that's not really true. The cinematics do, but the rest of the game's animation looks quite different. The combat's anime action probably comes closest, but unless you're seeing a short cinematic, all of the animation in the hub world is pretty chill and contained, about the same as what you'd see in any other MiHoYo game. And the animation in the conversation sequences almost looks like it was made for an entirely different video game. Not because the characters are holding relatively static poses, that's obviously on purpose, but those poses and expressions are so neutral and reserved by comparison. Nothing at all the way most of these gremlins start behaving when the cinematics hit. And it would be one thing if this enormous difference was being deployed to create dynamic contrast, like keeping the performances and the posing more reserved during lower energy scenes, and then ramping up the exaggerated energy for moments of excitement or tension or comedy. But that's not quite what's happening here. Every one of these sequences, no matter what the energy of the line reads or what is happening in the scene, looks like this.
Going straight forward. Brace for impact.
We're gonna crash! We're gonna crash! We're gonna crash!
Meanwhile, a relatively calm conversation in a cinematic is being animated like this.
Did that hacker's message really come from the hollow?
It's jarring watching a character behave like this for 5 minutes of conversation, and then suddenly be animated like this for 20 seconds, and then go right back to this. It's weird.
This guy's had a complete change of personality.
It's happening all the time. Characters going from this to this, and then right back to this. It feels like some other, more hyperactive character with a completely different personality is just taking control for a second. The character looks the same, they sound the same, but their animated behavior just does not match. Now, again, I do understand that these are intentionally designed to be simpler sequences, which can deliver large quantities of story dialogue in a more budget-friendly way, and that's fine. Zenless is hardly the only game that has to resort to simpler, cost-efficient sequences to tell the bulk of its story. But plenty of the other games that do this have figured out ways to make the animation in those simple sequences and the more robust cutscenes feel like they aesthetically belong together. Heck, in some games, it's very hard to tell which kind of scene is which sometimes. One of the many responsibilities of an animation lead or an animation director is to guide the aesthetic execution of the project, especially if all of your animators are siloed on different teams working on different parts of the game. possibly even in different studios. And I don't know what animation production on this game looks like, but whatever their pipeline, looking at these results, it kind of feels like a fumble happened somewhere. Problem 2. All this over-animation hinders the game's ability to make these characters feel distinct. There is so much characterization potential to be mined by emphasizing contrast between characters. Like, if you're an animator and you're about to start animating a new character for the first time, you might start your brainstorming process with some really broad questions, like, is this character light or heavy? Are they fast or slow? Are they energetic or lethargic? Are they loud or quiet? Are they thoughtful or brash? You get the idea. And sure, any one of those given traits is pretty broad. It's really just a starting point, but two characters with a very different combination of answers to those questions are likely to be pretty different from each other. And animation can emphasize that in the ways that different characters move.
I'm not gonna lie to
They're
you.
Posing.
I'm pretty sure this man got a lot of flack making this video. A lot of flack from the fandom just alone. I think, and probably the animation community as well, to a degree.
Their attitude, their expressions. And you can see this happening in Zenless Zone Zero to some extent. Like, Billy's posing and attitude feel quite different from Anby's. Lycon's stern poise feels very different from Corrin's timid anxiety. But because so many of these characters are over-animated in similar ways during cinematics, it kind of flattens that range of contrast potential. Are there subtle distinctions to be made in the body language and the animated energy of characters like Nicole, Nekomata, and Grace? Yeah, definitely, to some degree. But in practice, those differences are not nearly as noticeable as the contrast between these characters and themselves in cinematics. Which brings me to Problem 3. For all of their exaggeration, these over-animated performances are failing to give any of these characters genuine depth. By investing so many resources into animation, Zenless Zone Zero has the opportunity to make its characters so much more compelling than those found in other gacha games, because animation can show you so much more about a character. Their behavior, their body language, the ways they visually express or try to hide their emotions. But because these performances are leaning so hard on tropes and over-animated cliches, all their acting is really able to emphasize is which familiar archetypes each character's derived from. Which is fine, but it means that their animation's not providing them nearly as much personality as it could. Isn't able to elevate them beyond that surface impression you get the first time you see them. See, the problem with acting cliches is that they're superficial. They're obvious, they're predictable, and good animated acting can deliver so much more than that. The illusion of life that we animators are always going on about isn't just about taking a non-living object like a digital model or a drawing or a physical puppet and making them move around almost like living things do. That's part of it, but the real illusion of life happens when you can make that object express an emotion that actually feels sincere, where the artifice of it all just fades into the background, and in that moment, the people watching don't see a puppet or a moving drawing anymore, but an actual living character looking back at them through the screen, with thoughts of their own and feelings and desires. A living, breathing character. That is the illusion. That's the magic animators are always striving to capture. Now, is it some dire failing that Zenless Zone Zero's character animation doesn't often achieve that? No. Frankly, a lot of game animation doesn't. But it is a bigger missed opportunity for any game that's built around the appeal of its cast. Even more so for a game that's literally trying to monetize that cast's desirability. Okay, but what if, after listening to all of that from me, what if you still feel like, well, I still like it. I think it's good. That is okay. I've been doing a lot of nitpicking here, but while I do genuinely think that the animation in this game's cinematics has some significant shortcomings, you are not wrong, or an idiot, or anything if you like this. In fact, I guarantee you, there are at least a couple professional animators who are very good at their job watching this who agree with you and think that my criticisms of this are absurd. Animation is an art that has been explored and refined for more than a century at this point, but when it comes to aesthetic critiques like these, subjective tastes are still genuinely a variable that you have to factor in. But if you are an animator, or if you aspire to be someday, I would strongly encourage you to not be too quick to write off these sorts of criticisms as mere differences in stylistic taste. There is a reason why so many veteran animators around the world have spent so much time and so much effort trying to help younger animators recognize over-animation in their own work. Because animation that moves in cool, eye-catching ways is awesome, but great character animation is about so much more than that and can achieve so much more than that. And recognizing this is an important step in pushing your craft to the next level as an animator. Stylish over-animation can do a lot of things. It can make combat flashy, it can make fight cutscenes exciting, and it can make characters look attractive. But it's not very useful for creating that illusion of life, for animating a performance that feels genuine and real, the kind an audience will emotionally connect with and get invested in and remember for years. In fact, if creating that emotional connection is your goal, then the pursuit of style for style's sake is gonna undermine your efforts every single time. Look, I am not trying to convince you that this doesn't look cool.
Hey, what's up,
It
Matt?
absolutely does. But appealing motion and style alone aren't enough to breathe real life into an animated character, to elevate them beyond the stock archetype and cute design they started as. All of that said, there is very clearly a lot of talent working on this team, and the animation in MiHoYo's games has gotten better and better every year. I think Zenless Zone Zero's animation still has a lot of room to improve, but this game is going to keep growing, and one nice thing about working on a live service game is that every new character and content update is an opportunity to raise the bar a little higher. And I hope they do, because as cool as this game's animation already looks, there is a lot more potential still buried in this cast, just waiting to be let out. Even more than usual, I would like to sincerely thank you for listening to my animator rambling. I'm always a little nervous getting this deep into the weeds on aesthetic critique on this channel. Even if you don't agree with me, I hope that this was at least interesting. And if it wasn't interesting, then I hope it at least made sense. God, I hope this made sense. You know, whatever, I got a very large video I'm still working on. I need to get back to it. I'll see you guys later. Bye!
I already said that. They're gonna be pissed. They're gonna not like what he said at all. Alright, we're gonna stop from here. Like I said, we're gonna go play Fortnite. Alright guys, thank you for coming in. I'm still working on this new character design for the third. This is the second model. That's gonna be auctioned as well, alongside the first one. I think it's coming out pretty good and distinct from the other one. Yeah, I think this is coming out pretty good. Okay. Hold on. Let me just... I wonder if I should make another... Okay. Yeah. Rotations here. Okay. Go. No. I kind of don't like that look. Not feeling that. Too chunky. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Alright. Oh, no, let's separate it because it'll be two. Let's see. Okay, like that. Yeah, like that. I like that, like that, like that, and then like that. No, too thick. Nah, too close. we go. Oh. Okay. A hairstyle that I don't really like doing. I always had a thing. I always never liked doing hairstyles that are like have this type of look because they always look so weird to me. Sometimes I feel like I do them weird, but I just don't practice them enough. And then I think I should do what I think I should do is like that. Erase. Okay. Like this. All right. Like that. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Could be better, but fuck. Erase this, erase that. There you go. Okay. Copy. Paste. Okay. I think it looks just fine. There we go. I think there should be. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Okay, so okay. So I'll put something. I think a little too on the nose, so. Okay. There you go. And then we need to get in here. Right. Right. All right. Pretty cool. Okay. And then I'll give her mouth, and then we'll move on. And then we'll give her her outfit next time I'm back on. Okay. She looks pretty good compared to our counterpart. There you go. All right. I'm going to move her down here and here. So we have our base cut. We have our base. And we have oct AC1, and this is AC2. AC2. What is this? This is a big nothing. Okay. What is this? I'm going to try to get 3 or 4 characters. I think 4 of them is a good number. I would do 5, but I don't know. 5 seems a little too much for the auction. So we have a big auction that's coming. So I'm going to announce it as soon as the 4 is done and they have their models all like separated and everything and stuff. Okay, save. Save. One thing I want for Instagram to see, TikTok can go fuck yourself. I will go like that. There you go. All right, TikTok, I'll be right back. All right, YouTube, I'll be right back too. Oh, actually, no. I won't be streaming Fortnite on YouTube. You have to go on TikTok to watch, because this is a TikTok's focused thing, sadly. I'm sorry. But I'm going to be playing it on TikTok. So if you is looking forward to watching me on YouTube, I will not be doing it on YouTube. I'll be on TikTok. So if you have a TikTok account, come watch it. Same name, same everything, link in bio, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or if I'm on tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.